You've got Craig Muddin from Manchester City. How pleased are you to add Craig to your staff?
No, I'm really pleased. I have known him for longer period now, and first of all, he's a fantastic human, but most of all, he's a fantastic coach, and he can be a good mirror for me and be a big support for how we want to play football in Sheffield Wednesday in the future.
He'll obviously be a very welcome extra pair of hands with the coaching, but what are the qualities that Craig will bring to the club?
We know each other very well, also from the football side, and it's defensively, it's offensively. He come with a clear methodic from Man City. Not that we'll make a copy of Manchester City, but he is used to work with a clear playing philosophy, and offensively he will bring a lot to this, and defensively he also liked the aggressive pressing style, and so he will be a good mirror for me and a good support for me, and to help me to develop Sheffield Wednesday in the future.
Will Giles Coken and Andy Holdsworth be staying around the first team for now to keep helping out as well?
Yeah, they will stay here now.
And in terms of others, not to get greedy, are you hopeful that you might be able to bring in anyone else specifically to help with the coaching team soon?
Yeah, there will come one or two more. So we're also looking for analysts, so there will come some few more.
In terms of what time scale are you looking at with that, Henrik? Could that be within the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, I hope so.
Injury-wise, we've seen the news about Guy Sekira. Clearly, we saw the wonder goal at Bolton and the impact that he's made. Lovely lad as well. For him to get the Achilles injury and be out for the season is such a huge blow for him and the club.
It was awful. I was in the stadium, and I went down to him in the dressing room, and he was just crying because he had many injuries, and now he came strong back, and he played in Bolton. He should also play now Grimsby, and he play Leeds. He was really back in track, and it was painful to see him, and I just hope we can be the best club still for him and support him in the best way, because he deserved the biggest support, because he always put all in to be a good player for Sheffield Wednesday.
Is that the key now, to wrap around him, to give him the help? Because I'm sure he and you as a club will want him to come back and to come back even better in the future.
Yeah, we will do all what we can to support, and we have some very good medical staff, physiotherapists, who will help and support him. And this is one thing for the medical things, but the mental thing is exactly so important, because when it's not first time you have a longer injury, it's a tough situation for him. So we have to support him in many levels.
And clearly it's a blow from a numbers perspective as well. Is there any positive news on the likes of Pierce Charles, Deshaun Bernard, Nathaniel Chalabar? What's the latest with those players?
For Nate, is going good forwards, and we hope in the next 2-3 weeks that we hopefully can see him again on the training pitch. These days he's working fantastic, but to say exactly when, there is still more weeks to he will come back on the training pitch, but he's working really good. Who was the last one?
Pierce.
He's coming and starts slowly with treatment, and so we're looking forward to all will come back and help all the other boys, and to help us for the next step again.
Is it possible that Deshaun Bernard could be back by the next international break, or is it still going to be further on from that?
I think it will be further on from this, yeah.
Okay. One player that's had a good international break is Bailey Cadamartri, continuing to impress for Jamaica, scoring as well. I can see the smile on your face as as I'm talking about that. What's he been like since he came back? That must have been a fantastic experience for him.
He has not been back yet, so he will come again. In the afternoon, his flight was delayed, so I think he'll come. Maybe he's here now, or he'll come later today, and then hopefully he can train with us tomorrow. But it's fantastic job from the young man, what he has done for us, but also to go with the national team and show good performance here. So of course, it's very positive.
Will that just help you to get an even more confident player to work with? Because clearly Bailey this season is going to get more game time than he might have expected.
Yeah, I think Bailey has done really well for us. And as I said before, I think he's grown a lot as a human, as a person. He's grown a lot as a player. And I'm sure when he played 3 o'clock in the morning yesterday, so I'm sure we'll get a tired but happy boy back from the national game.
Are you expecting him to be okay for Saturday though, to be able to play and start if you wanted?
I'll expect him to be a part of the squad, and then let's see what's happened Saturday.
Fair enough. Harry Amas, how's he settling in after his move to Sheffield Wednesday on deadline day?
He feels really well. When I'm speaking with him, when I see him on the pitch, I see a concentrated and a happy boy who like his new life in Sheffield, and he do it really well. So you always have an expectation before when you're choosing players, but it's feel like he feel really well, and I'm really happy that he's here.
Could he make his debut at the weekend?
There could be a big chance, yes.
And how grateful are you for Manchester United in what they've done to enable you to bring him to the club?
No, I think we have to be proud, and we have to be very thankful, because it's not what they have done for us is fantastic, and big respect for what they have done. And I'm proud because they could see that Sheffield Wednesday could be a good space, a good club for Harry, and the trust you have in this direction. And on the other hand, what they have done for us, it's a big respect and thanks.
How close did you come as a club to being able to add any other players? You were reportedly in for a few more on deadline day.
No, we had a longer list, and we were also agreed with more players, but they will not allow us to sign. So we had a bigger list, but first of all, we are very happy that we have Harry here, and appreciate that a lot.
From a coaching perspective, how difficult was that to really want to bring in more, but not being allowed to, with the numbers being so limited as they are?
No, of course, we had an idea that we would have integrated more players, because obviously we don't have the biggest squad in the championship. So of course we would have integrated more, but I'm also like this person. I'm happy for what I have, and what I don't have we can't change right now. Let's see what the future will bring, but I'm happy for the squad, and I love to work with the squad, and I have a big belief in the squad.
Clearly the free agent market is open, but is it open for Sheffield Wednesday anytime soon? Have you been given any idea of whether you will be able to bring any free agents in, say, in the next week or two?
In the moment it's not open, but I know that the club still working and do all what they can to change the environment so we can do something on the free transfer market players. But let's see what happens the next days, maybe week.
Yeah, is that the kind of timescale you're working to? Could it well be a few weeks before you hear anything, or are you just waiting for updates now from the club?
We are in contact regularly, and I know they're working for this, and so the next day I'll get a new update. In the moment we cannot do anything, but I know they're working to change it so we can do something.
Have you had any assurances, updates over the last couple of weeks that the club won't see any more payment issues this month, that you'll get your next set of wages on time?
I have not had this focus the last 7 to 10 days. We got our salary last week, and I have used all my focus on my players and then also to prepare this week and the coming weeks. And so I have had no focus in this direction.
And I know it's clearly not your role, Henrik, within the club, but with protests in London over the last few weeks, with more planned this Saturday and Tuesday, we've also seen the UK government talking about your football club this week. Just how difficult has it been to keep everyone's minds focused on what you're trying to do on the pitch?
My players are very well trained in this, and they are really, really good. We have had a fantastic week this week here, with some session on the highest physical level what we have had until now, and with the highest intensity, but not only intensity, also quality. And it's make me very happy, and that's where I use all my focus to integrate Muddy together with the other coaches to be the best leader for them and to be a good mirror for our players. So we use all the energy for things where we can control, and I have to say the boys do it really well.
Have some been affected by this though, Henrik? Have they asked questions? Have they got concerns? Is that kind of part of your role at the minute, that you've had to maybe put an arm around the shoulder or give a bit of guidance?
Yeah, we have. In this week, we have not really spoken about it, because after the 4 days off, we had a good week last week. Then the energy has also from the player side. It has not been so much this. It has been more with the feet and on the training pitch where they have used the energy and we have used the energy, because they know it doesn't help to speak about all this, because it cannot be excuses not to win the next football game. We use all our energy to get the next top training session, first exercise, second exercise, third exercise, to make this top. So when we are done with the training, we say, wow, it was a good training we had today. And then we have focused to make the best possible game plan for Bristol, because it will be a tough game, but we're all looking forward to play this game. So we try to put all the energy in where we have a little bit influence.
What was you looking forward to getting back on the pitch this weekend? I imagine a positive result would do a lot for the group, wouldn't it?
Of course, the result is always crucial. We are here for winning football games, and that's why we make the standard high, so we can come closer and closer. This from a physical side, from a tactical side, from all sides to. So again, we try to improve each phases of the game. So we think we can have a bigger and bigger chance to make a top performance that can be enough to win a football game in the championship. And what I have seen this week, then I have a big belief it can go in this direction.
What have you made of Bristol City? They've made a positive start, an unbeaten start to the season. How do you get a result against them?
They have a really good coach, Gerhard Struber, my former colleagues and assistant coach from Salzburg, and they play a very aggressive style of football and very well organized very well organized team. So I have big respect for this team, and they have really good individual quality. But we also very well organized team, and I have some very hungry players who really are hungry also to get the first win in the championship this season. So I'm really looking forward for Saturday.
He's quite a character, isn't he, Gerhard Struber? We got to know him when he was at Barnsley in our area. Is he somebody that you've spoken to outside of the game?
No, we have not spoken regularly for a longer time, and I think it's normal life when you go to a new club. He go to a new is many years ago. He's a fantastic guy and a good coach. So I'm looking forward to see him again.
But this weekend, Henrik, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Henrik, hello. How was your break?
It was good. A little bit time with family, preparation, and a short stay in Denmark, and then back again.
How important is that to take a beat when you can? It's so intense, particularly at Sheffield Wednesday. You know, how important is it to take a few days for you and your family?
I think it's very important. I think to reset, to come down and see again everything a little bit from distance, because you are in the hamster wheel or something, and to every day to look in the big picture and to come down, look in the big picture, come down, but to have 3-4 days 2 days where you don't do something, can come a little bit higher up and to what from another perspective. I think it's very healthy for myself but also for the view for how I see everything.
Have you seen that in your players and your coaches as well? The coming back and just having a bit more of a spring in the step, maybe.
Yeah, I have seen some a very concentrated group, but also a very constructive group and a positive group and an intensive group. So I think it has been really healthy for the whole group to have some days off, and then now we have 4-5 weeks to the next national team breaks, and now we can put all in for this period, and then there be a little rest again, and then we can go again.
I'm sure you're not going to give me any big secrets, but what have you been working on? You know, has there been anything specific from a tactical or technical point of view that you've been working on the last few days?
Yeah, we have for our defensive organization, we have worked a lot for our triggers when we have to go press. So we are one team when we are pressing. We have also worked when they play through our pressing, how we delay, and then the relation when we are dropping down to protect the own goal, how we're gonna get a bigger clarity in how we protect the own goal, and then when we win the ball, because examine the last game, we have a lot of time where we win the ball, but we lost the ball easily. And to speak about what can we do when we win the ball to stay longer on the ball, or to be more aggressive in our vertical possession to create something when we're winning the ball. And then generally we have worked a lot with our possession part, because we cannot always press our opponent when they are really good and have energy for 90 minutes. But then we need to be stronger to resting on the ball, but also generally be stronger to have more ideas on the ball, especially on the opponent half, so we can start to create more chances and then also increase the possibility to make more goals.
And how much of an impact have you seen straight away from Craig? You mentioned that you've known him for a long time. How long have you known him for, and how did you get to know him?
I think 1.5, maybe 2 years. I know him through a friend, Henrik Pedersen, who has been in Man City for many years, and he introduced me for him, and so I have spoken a lot of football with Muddy, and first he's a fantastic human, a really good person, and then he's a clever guy, and I really appreciate that he's a part of Sheffield Wednesday now to help us to make the next step.
Good stuff. And I guess, you know, apart from his talent and what he can bring to the club, having another body, you know, I remember Danny spoke a lot about more coaches and having the ability to split off into smaller groups and that sort of thing. I mean, from a purely logistical point of view, it must be a big plus.
No, of course it is. With his quality and that we have one man extra, it's mean a lot in the moment. So, but also I have to say Andy and Giles do all what they can too, and the other staff coaches. So everyone working very hard with a great passion for other things. But to get Muddy in is of course it's a step in the right direction for us.
Good stuff. You spoke to Adam there about the injuries. Are there any fresh concerns at all, or?
No.
That's good news. It's good news. And a word on Jan Valery, who is obviously one of your senior players. He's had a good international break. What can you say about him and what he brings to the group?
First, it's fantastic that he has to play the World Cup. Big respect for what he has done with the team. Two, Jan, there's no doubt that he is one of the very important senior players we have. He can play the right fullback, he can play right centre back, he can play right wing back, and he is a very strong character, and he is one of the guys who has big influence and in the group, and I speak a lot with him also about the human side, how he can be a strong leader now but also in the future. And so with his power, with his energy, that he's going to be a stronger mirror for all his teammates, because with his character he can also be express himself also in a very tough way, and it's powerful. So we speak a lot how he can be a really good leader for our team, because when he's a good leader we always perform better.
Yeah, sure. How's Gab doing? It was a dead leg, so is that all good and good to go?
Gab is totally fresh again, and it was also for him very good to have a little rest for his head, for his body, and he has trained really well this week, so it was good to see.
Yeah, excellent. And then lastly from me, there's no getting around it. There is some disappointment from supporters, I guess, at the number of players in the squad particularly, and concern over what that means for the rest of the season. What would be your message to supporters on that basis?
The message is I'm very happy for the squad I have. I would also have loved to get more players, but we couldn't. We were well prepared for this, but it was not possible. And then how I see my squad right now, this hunger, this intensity, this belief, also this trust that are in the group, then I have a big belief, and then I promise that the boys will do everything to make a good progress and to survive in the championship.
I know obviously there's the protest stuff, but they have been behind you, haven't they, in a football sense? How important is that? You're always going to get that from a Wednesday crowd, particularly away. But how important a role do the fans play in what will be the rest of the season?
I think everyone who has been in Hillsborough or to our away games, and when we can feel it's rocking, or it's we cannot describe how much it's mean when we have this emotion in the stadium, home or away. Yeah, how much it's mean for the players, and when you hear the players speaking about it, wow, today it was amazing. Oh, today it was amazing. And the staff speaking about it. So it's mean everything for us, because every time when we have difficult period and they stay behind, it's a new energy, and the boys need sometimes new energy, because it's a tough situation. It's still a tough situation, but everything goes slowly in the right direction now. Yeah. So, but there will be difficult period again and again, and here we need everyone, and here we also need the fans, as they are normally, and to support us, to push us, to be a mirror, as I've said to you before. So it's mean everything that these stay with us.
Great stuff, Henrik. Thank you. I'll catch you on Saturday.
Thank you.
You're right, Henrik. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm fine, thank you, Joe.
Yeah, good stuff. You've spoke a little bit about Craig already, but I just want to ask one question on him. It might be difficult to sort of answer in detail, but I suppose a lot of fans want to know, how did you get a man at Manchester City to agree to come and join Sheffield Wednesday with everything going on at the club at the moment?
It's not difficult. We are Sheffield Wednesday.
Fair enough.
No, wait.
What was it?
For Muddy to come here, and I think we had players from big clubs who want to come here. Yeah, and we are Sheffield Wednesday. We are interesting address. I know there's happened a lot, but we are still an interesting address from the football side, and that we have really, really good young talents who want to come here. And we have some big clubs who have the belief that it can be the right place for them to come here. It's a big trust. And that we have Muddy who want to come here from a very good job in Man City is also a big trust. But we don't have to make ourselves small only because we have a difficult situation. Because we are Sheffield Wednesday. And for Muddy, it's a win for us, but also think it can be a fantastic experience for Muddy to come here. Yeah. So we are in a difficult situation, but we don't have to make ourselves small for the rest.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It sort of leans into my next question on Harry as well. I know he was very, very keen to join Sheffield Wednesday, having spoken to yourself, and that Man United were keen for him to join as well. How nice is it for you to have a player on board that is so desperate to do well and so up for the fight?
Harry is fantastic. Since I spoke with him first time, and his hunger to come to this football club, because he also know the story of this football club. He also have seen us, and that he want to be a part of this, that he want to be an important part of this. It's fantastic. And how Harry he has been in the session, and how open-minded he has been with how positive he has been and how constructive he has been. It has been great to have him as a part of the team.
Excellent. You've spoken previously about how pleased you are for Bailey and for Jan and the work they've done with Tunisia and Jamaica. But from a selfish perspective, how pleased were you and how relieved were you that neither of them picked up any injuries?
Yeah, of course, but I don't have much focus for injuries. I have much more focus to keep them fit, I think to keep players fit, there's a physical perspective, but there's also a mental perspective, and to create an environment where people can, as much as we can, be themselves, to express themselves. I think it's mean a lot, and then of course. We have to train hard because we want to be more fit. Yeah, but to get the right right amount of training, because we have to reach the next level for our acceleration, deceleration. We have to reach the next level for our sprint meters. We have to reach the next level for the number of kilometers we are running per game. And so this is our focus, but we just have to be really, really clear on which day we are doing what. And then we have to create an environment where, when there is a lot of things outside, that there is also a possibility to speak about what's happened. So we don't have too much here, but we can be more here.
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense. Just on Jan, obviously you're probably going to lose him for a month in a couple of months' time when the AFCON starts. Obviously, how much of a blow will that be to lose a player of Jan's quality? But also, does that make Guy's injury even more difficult to take, given that he would be in the squad, I presume, when Jan's away?
It's in January. yeah. I'll enjoy that he's here the next couple of months, and then let's see how the worlds look like when we are coming to January.
No, that's fair. And just on the injury front, I know you've spoken about the first team lads, but with Mackenzie Maltby, Bruno Fernandes, where are they at? Because obviously you've got the cup game coming up in the not too distant future. Are either of those going to be available for that, or are we looking a little bit longer?
I think Bruno could maybe be, but let's see. It's still, but he could maybe be. Yeah, I hope.
Brilliant. Lovely. Thanks very much for your time, Henrik. I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Hi Henrik, it's just Leon at the Yorkshire Post. I've not got too many questions, so I won't be too long. I was just thinking these breaks, they give you a little bit of time for some downtime. You're talking about, you know, being mentally strong and the players being strong as a group. Do you get them together? Do you have a little bit of downtime with them? Maybe get to know them a bit more socially and try and get that togetherness sort of growing even more?
No, we had focused to have some good training, especially offensively training, and to create an environment here. When we have more players away, then I think I'll either do social arrangement when we all are together. So there will come something, but we have not done something special for this right now.
Do you think that would be a good idea at some point when you get the times when everyone's together?
Of course, it's always good and to come closer to each other and to get closer relation. Now we don't have the problem with a lot of new players, so the players know each other very well. But of course, it's important that you are together beside the football pitch. But I think generally the group have improved here a lot. They stay together and they do it on the pitch, but you also do it more and more beside the pitch.
Tell me about your relationship with your captain, Barry. I mean, the relationship between a head coach and a captain is always big, but given there's a lot of things going on at the football club, it makes it even more fundamentally important. You must speak all the time, and I guess that you know, you're in constant dialogue because he's obviously a spokesperson for the team, and there's been a lot of things going on.
I think for me and Barry, there's a very respectful relationship. We are very close and we're speaking a lot because he's my mirror for the team. And in the situation where we are right now, I have a clear idea what I want, but I also speak with Barry about things when we start to integrate new things. And because when he knows what's happened, then it's much easier when we come on the pitch that they have a mirror they can look at. So when that he can help support on the pitch, and this is the football side, but there's also the temperature in the dressing room. What is necessary right now? Where are the guys right now? Do we need to do something? So we have a very close dialogue about the football things, but of course also for the development of the culture and the behavior in the dressing room.
Hopefully he's got a lot of playing time yet and games to go. Do you see a manager in the waiting? I mean, you're obviously somewhere when he hangs up his boots. He seems that sort of figure who he's got a lot to contribute football somewhere. Cause he's not only a great player, but he's a strong individual, isn't he? He always fronts up.
For me, it's when Barry's speaking, we have spoken about it, and I know Barry's hunger now is so big to play 1, 2, 3 years more. He will see how long time he can play, and beside this, I'll do all what I can to help him to develop as a strong leader, a good leader, and then let's see what's happening in the future. I love to work with Barry.
Yeah, it's something about his character. I mean, he must be great in the situation you find yourself in. It must be great to have him around on so many levels.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. We are good for each other.
I'm going to ask you about, you mentioned Gerhard and what he did at Barnsley. Did that inspire you a little bit to sort of have a go in England and you know, it interests you really? You obviously followed his progress from afar.
No, I think he did a fantastic job there. He had done a good job in the most of the club he has been. He's a good coach, he's a strong character, and he's a funny guy. He's a great guy, really great guy.
Okay, thanks for your time, Henrik. Thank you.
Of course, thank you.